We should be good to go.
Perfect.
Caleb Agada, what episode is this now? 19. You're the first repeat guest in Eskandy sports history. That's
big time, bro. I appreciate it, man. Milestones.
Anything major happened between last time we spoke on a pod?
I don't think anything too crazy happened, but we're about to get into everything. So
yeah, not too much. We didn't play in the NBA or anything. It's just whatever. It's just one of those things. Before we get started, I'm actually gonna do my first ever self promo. Eskandy Sports. Get the merch.
Get your merch. Get your merch.
Eskandysports.com/merch. I'm selling the t-shirts. To everyone in the States that bought a shirt, thank you so much. It's kind of a process to get to, but it's gonna get there. And hats are coming. That's out of the way. I got Caleb Agada in the building. I need to start this podcast off with kind of an outrageous question. Mm-hmm. You got to take in the Burlington basketball scene when you were back. You've been back for a little bit. Mm-hmm. You saw Burloak play. You saw that you were in the final. You watched the finals. Ignis's brother was playing. Burloak was playing. So, Caleb Agada's blessed team versus Burloak Elite.
What?
Caleb Agada's blessed team versus Burloak Elite.
Oh, come on, bro. That's not even a question. We're smoking everybody by 30.
By 30.
By 30.
So you're winning the 2021 chip.
30.
Who's on that team?
Blessed Sacrament, we had me, we had Abednego, we had Demetrius Rakas, we had Daniel McCullough, we had, who else we have? We had Anthony Mercanti, I'm just naming random names now. We had Spencer Dawson.
Okay, so you guys are gonna bully them, but come on, they play well.
What, who, Burloak or Oakland?
Burloak, bro.
I'm not like, and obviously I don't, and it's crazy because I don't want to be one of those older heads who's like, back in my day we want to smoke them, but back in my day we would have smoked them. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You don't get as far as you got without having that sort of confidence in your game. So yeah, we joked about in the beginning. A couple things happened between episode 3 and now. So I want to pick up kind of pretty close to where we left off. You had a game against Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, man. We're going all the way back. We're bridging the gap.
We're going all the way back, huh?
I'll start you off by saying you scored 43 points. Caleb, take the mic.
Oh. I scored 43 against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Just regular season game, home game. Just did what I had to do.
Best team in the league, right?
Yeah.
Usually that's the team that has the former NBA players and the guys that a player from that team just went to the league not too long ago.
Elijah Bryant.
Right. So that's kind of like the premier team in that league, and you dropped 43. So what's like? And I think I was watching back the highlights today. I think at one point it was like 70-71, and you guys win like 90-73.
Yeah. We had an amazing game. I was on fire, and my amazing teammates, just did a good job getting me the ball and making me feel comfortable and making me feel that I was capable of doing what I did to win the game, and that's basically all she wrote. It was an amazing experience. My coach, an amazing dinner with him before the night before the game, which put a lot of things in perspective for me. And I just wanted to do something special for just the club and the organization because they did a good job making me feel at home the whole year. And
at that time, you weren't even that far removed from the hamstring, right?
Yeah, I had torn my hamstring. I don't even remember. Probably in.
I think we did November. Our podcast in December area, and you were like kind of 6 weeks in or something.
So
I
might have been just still injured, or I might have been coming off injury. But yeah, I had torn my hamstring. Physio staff on Beersheva, which is a club I just played for, amazing. Yeah. Did a great job getting me back to normal and haven't had a problem with it since. So,
but by all accounts, you had an amazing time in Israel.
Amazing time in Israel.
But there was a period towards the end of the season. World news. It was scary. It was
wild. It was wild being in Israel with the whole Palestine and Israel tensions and seeing how far it was going was definitely not the easiest thing to be a part of, especially if it's your first time experiencing that. And it just made me realize like there's a lot more to life than just playing basketball. So I definitely didn't want to be in an environment that
to set the table. You were in Israel. That's That's your the country that you're playing in, and at the same time there's this unrest happening, the Israel-Palestine unrest, and it's hot. It's going. There's missiles in the air. I remember one of your Instagram stories.
There's missiles in the air, bombs dropping. My house was vibrating at the time. City alarms going off, saying that your city's about to get bombed, going to safe. It was just a lot, bro. Like it was so much that like the night it all kind of transpired, I didn't even sleep. And then we had practice the next morning, so I'm driving to practice, like head out the window, trying not to. So that night you got an alert or something, bro. We had first off, the night is sirens start going off. Mm-hmm. We literally middle of the night, and I'm like, what? So I'm stupid. I should have gone straight to the safe room, but I'm just trying to see what's going on. So I go by the window, and boom, boom, you start hearing noises, and the whole apartment just starts vibrating. At that point, I see my TV's vibrating about to fall, so I have to go catch my TV, put it on the floor. I'm like, okay, it's time to go in the safe room. Go in the safe room. The remainder of the night it was like that, on and off, and then it was a little silent for a little bit. Went to practice the next morning, crazy, and then the bomb. Was there any sort of, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't practice today? That happens quite relative. That happens quite a bit in Israel. So they didn't really take this seriously as somebody who was happened to for the first time. So they were very nonchalant about it, and they had nothing really bad happened. Nothing too catastrophic. It was just the bombing, and that was it. So I guess you could say all of my fear was kind of misplaced. If I listened to them, I probably would have been. I don't think it's misplaced. I think it was just a bomb. It's kind of a bomb, crazy bro, but it's normal over there. How they see it versus how I see it are two different things, and that's where we couldn't see eye to eye, and I had to kind of just split. Yeah, and there's the concept of the safe room. That's something that's you don't want to. It's tough. But other than that, I have mad love for Israel. That was an amazing league, amazing country. Those things are completely out of their control. Yeah. There's not a referendum on them or anything, but and you were. I think you were pretty vocal about it, questioning the circumstances of it all. What was the tension on that front? Was it just, hey, I don't agree how we're just proceeding with the year like this, or? What do you mean? So when the Israel-Palestine conflict is going on, bombs in the air. I might be misremembering, but I feel like you had was it an Instagram story? Yeah. So basically a lot of the imports were uncomfortable. I wasn't the only one who was uncomfortable with the situation. So we all collectively came together and put out a statement about how we weren't feeling safe, and we prefer the season to just be cut short so we could just go back with our families. So I still stand by that, and so happened. Right, and the season winds down. Would they consider that a successful season? How did the season end? You guys made playoffs, right? We made the playoffs, which was big time. We ended up making the playoffs. I had left a couple of games early, but again, my teammates and the coaches were amazing, so I had no doubt that we were going to make playoffs. I wish I was there with them, to be honest. Watching on TV at home or on my laptop at home was kind of tough, but it is what it is. We ended up, I don't know, I think I might have missed 4 games total. Right. But and then after that there was playoffs, and then we played Maccabi Tel Aviv in playoffs. So that was crazy. I wish I was there for that. Yeah, just let them know it wasn't no fluke game. Because you were back to that Maccabi Tel Aviv game. You were trending upwards. There was rumblings. There was I think a couple of high 20 games. Did you score 30? I had back-to-back 30. Yeah. 2 wins too. It was just a long season, man. And then I had ups and downs, but it was a very successful season. So. And that led right to something you take a lot of pride in. It was national team time. Yeah. At that point, you finished the season off in Israel. I think you're one of the league leaders in points, obviously up there with steals, all of that. But what happened to MVP? Was that even? I stopped following, but I feel like those stats were MVP worthy. Were you in contention? I don't even remember, to be honest. I didn't even expect anything. I knew I left early. So a lot of that stuff would have been put in jeopardy. Right. But it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. I think I might have been second team, something like that. Bro. Second team, bro. It's all good, bro. Honestly, for me, it's nothing. It's just more fuel to the fire. When I seen that, I was already locked in for national team, so it gave me an extra burst to really push even harder. And from my conversations with you, heading into the national team, I don't know if it was necessarily a lock that you were even going to make the team. Is that unfair to say? definitely was not a lock. It was because I played with the national team several times before this, but not in the Olympics or any big time. There was the World Cup, which was 2 years ago, right before COVID, and I didn't even make that team. Like I wasn't even close to make that team.
Yeah.
I was still young in my career, young and figuring a lot of things out. So nobody had seen my growth, per se. Actually, no, I had with the national team. I went to Rwanda, and people kind of seen that I had seen the growth a little bit, but not to the point where they thought that I'd be one of the guys on the Olympic team. So going in, I was super nervous as to what I thought I could accomplish over there. So I just had a conversation with my mom, and she just said, do what you're there to do, you know? Just be yourself. Like, if you're meant to be there, you're going to be there. If you're meant to make it, you're going to make it. So just do that. That's the mentality I kind of went in with, and then just kept the same routine, staying in the gym, staying locked in, working out. So.
And this all leads up to the infamous Team USA game.
Yeah.
What was the belief in the Nigerian national team heading into that game? Was it like, hey, this is on the table for us?
Yeah, for real, it was. We believed in ourselves. We had been practicing really, really hard. We had been, we'd been together for quite a while. Cuts were being made, but the team was being finalized and put together at the end. So going into the game, we knew that if we played the way we knew how to play, the way we had been practice playing, that there was a shot. And then you know how basketball goes. You start making shots early, you start building confidence, then what seems like what might be impossible becomes more and more possible up until the point where you get there. And then it's like do or die, make a shot, win the game. So.
And you're talking from a team perspective, but obviously you yourself had an incredible game. Like my parents had to check on me a couple of times because I was screaming. But so how was your preparation to that game? Did you do anything differently, or you didn't try to think about the moment, or what was the approach?
The approach was the approach was honestly the exact same as the Maccabi Tel Aviv game. The only thing that I did differently is I played one song the whole day, which was "Knock the Hustle" by J. Cole, which was really that's probably a top 3 song for me all time. And it really did a good job of just helping me focus, and I could really relate to the song in that moment because I was tired of kind of being slept on. It was an opportunity for me to kind of make a name for myself and put myself in a situation that I felt I deserved to be in. So that was it. I didn't really think about the game too much. I didn't really stress out about anything. It was just like, this is the opportunity. This is what you're doing. This is where you're coming from. This is what could potentially happen if you make the most of it. And that's basically what I did. So
when you're blowing by Zach LaVine, getting to the rim, it's just, I prepared for this.
Yeah, I worked for that a lot. Anybody who knows me very well knows that I'm just in the gym. Above everything else, that's my favorite place to be. So every shot, layup, crazy bucket I've hit, I've done those, practiced those a bunch of times.
There's a moment I remember pretty vividly, unfortunately for you, but in that game, you're cooking, people are starting to turn up for you. You go to the rim, I think Draymond Green gets a block on you. And the camera goes to Draymond Green, you underneath the net. And he says something. Do you know what he said? Do you remember what he said?
He was just like, he didn't say nothing disrespectful. Shout out Draymond, first off. He was he's a really, really nice guy, and he was super positive in the game, which is, I didn't think he was going to be like that, you know? But that's what he does, you know? He's seen me cooking, and then he's like I'm about to guard this guy, you know? So that's exactly what he did, and then he told me that. He's like, it's not going to be that easy. Yeah, something along those lines, and I'm just like, man, are you filtering yourself for the podcast? You can cut. No, I don't even remember, to be honest. But it was just he wasn't the one for that. You know, I had been cooking. I thought I had an easy layup on Draymond Green, and he's like, I'm Draymond Green. There's no easy, I do this. I play defense. I lock up. So you're not about to, So it sucked. I wish I had a second go at it. Probably would have gone at it a little bit differently, but that's what he does, and. He showed me love after the game, so I'm going to show him love. He was a good block, good defensive play. Did you let yourself digest the moment while you were in it? Like, hey, I'm on a court right now with KD. No.
You didn't even go enjoy the moment?
No, it's like the moment is. I can enjoy the moment now and in the future when I laugh with my kids. I was trying to really do something special that summer. You know, at that point I was really trying to make the Olympic team, and then after that, hopefully make the NBA. You know, so I knew that like when you chase things like that, you need the utmost focus. You can't just pretend. And one thing you get like. The Team USA games was an amazing, and I appreciate it. But I didn't come to this. I didn't come into the summer looking to score 17 against USA.
Right.
You know, I came to make the Olympics, and I came to make the NBA after. Everything else along the way was just everything else along the way.
And that's actually something I wanted to touch on. And I didn't know what the best way to present it is. And, you know, I mean, I support you, but did you have that? I guess you kind of just already touched on it, but you had the moment where it's like, hey. I don't want this 17 points against USA to be the thing that people remember me for. Yeah. Do you have that? You had that moment? Yeah,
like for sure. Even to this day, it's like I'm about to go to Australia. I'm about to start a new journey. You know, so I'm super excited for that. Like everything else in the back is in the back. You know, I'm looking to make new milestones in my life. I'm looking to take it to another level and just keep pushing. Take this basketball thing like. As far as I could possibly go. If it's getting into the NBA, it's getting into the NBA. If it's getting top league Europe, getting top league Europe. If it's killing Australia. Whatever it is, whatever is meant for me, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to work for it and just keep pushing after it.
Is it exhausting always revisiting it? It only happened a few months ago, right? But I'm sure you get it a lot.
It's exhausting in terms of like just the frustrations around it. But it's just because that's who I am. I'm a very competitive person. I'm a very I'm result based. So like if I don't get the results I wanted overall, it's gonna have an effect on how I feel in the moment. I'm learning how to deal with it, and I know in like 5-10 years, like I'm probably gonna be the first. Like I'll probably be in the bar somewhere talking about I had 17 against the US.
Yeah, closer to 10, not 5.
But for now, it's like I really wanna push this as far as I can push it. And that Team USA game is not the far. I've already I got there. Now I'm trying to keep going.
Yeah, and after the game, were you like, okay, I made the roster now?
I wasn't even sure I made the roster yet because a lot of my brothers, a lot of my teammates, they was neck and neck with me in making this final cut. So I knew it would be a hard decision for the coaches. But I was like, man, I just got to keep pushing. We had 2 more games after that. I knew I had to be solid. I don't even remember. We played Argentina and Australia.
Yeah.
I think I was okay. Maybe I was decent.
It definitely dropped off.
Yeah,
it definitely
dropped off. But like I did what I did to make the team, so that was why I was super happy with the whole process.
Hate to drag us back to the USA game, but I gotta ask, what's your phone like when you come back from that experience?
So my phone went crazy versus Tel Aviv, and then it went even crazier versus USA. But man. Yeah, it was just blowing up. Honestly, like literally was just blowing up. Like I was getting some type of notification every second, message, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. Everybody was just going crazy. I appreciate all the love, by the way. Thank you for everyone who showed me love.
No, and that's something you've been pretty vocal about as well. It's you take all the support you get, and
you just gotta keep
like moving. He genuinely means it when he's like,
for real, like I do. Like all that positivity, it's not why I do it. I do it for the love of the game and the passionate, and because I could like call this my sport. But for everybody who just noticed and you know we had some type of relationship at some point during this whole life journey, for you to take time to just reach out like and support, I really do appreciate that.
What do you remember the most fondly about the Olympics experience? You look like you were a kid in the candy store when you were walking out in the opening ceremonies.
It was dope. It was a great experience.
Because you're very prideful of the fact that you're Nigerian.
Yeah.
Really quickly, sorry, just to completely mess you up. I don't even have it on my list here, so I wanted to make sure I got this out.
Yeah.
Born in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Every article I read, born in Burlington.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
You wanna tell them?
Yeah, for everybody who thinks I'm born in Canada, I'm not. I was born in Nigeria, Lafia, Benue State. Moved to Canada when I was 6 years old. Grew up in Burlington. set the record straight. That's it.
NBA.com has you as born in Burlington.
It doesn't even matter, bro. Whatever. I know where I'm from. Everybody who knows me knows where I'm from. That's all that matters.
You're not playing Nigerian national team as like a technicality.
No,
You are Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian born, Canada raised.
Yeah, sorry. It's okay. Sorry to nuke that, but yeah, you're talking about your Olympic experience.
It was good, man. Honestly, it was a little tough because we lost all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
That was super frustrating, especially knowing the type of person I am. Like, I just like to win. So that kind of took a little bit away from the experience during the time, but in retrospect, like just being in that type of environment, watching the top athletes in their respective sports just all in one area, everybody just walking around, was pretty sick.
So you got to have the Olympic experience of like the Olympic Village, or how much did COVID impact your ability to spectate?
We couldn't go watch any of the other sports. That was one of the big things, and just the protocol stuff was pretty annoying. But
what event would you have gone and watched if you could?
I would have gone to everything that was possible. These are Olympics, bro. I would have gone to everything I possibly could have. Whatever, fencing, biking, BMX, skateboard. I would have gone to everything. Women's basketball, volleyball. I would have gone to whatever I could. Were
you allowed to go to other basketball games?
We weren't allowed to do nothing, bro. Watch everything from the TV. Suck.
So you were in the room a lot?
I was in the room and walking around a lot, yeah.
That's a tough experience. But something that probably wasn't, I'm not going to say it wasn't foreseeable, but it was still a milestone that you reached, right? Being on the Olympic team, something you definitely set off for, something you're very prideful of. So you have the Olympic experience, you have the Team USA game, you're leaving Israel having played some of your best basketball. At what point, sidebar, called it on the NBA thing on the other podcast. I thought it was on the cards for you. You didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But when did Denver reach out? Did other teams reach out? When did the NBA start actually ringing?
I got me a new agent, and he was basically more, I don't know what's the word for it. He just knew more about the NBA than my previous agent. And this was something that I wanted to chase, so I felt that he'd be a good asset to have along the way. So he told me that, we're going to get you a bunch of workouts and get you into summer league, you just experience that, and then it's basically you to do what you want with those, So I had to work out with Utah Jazz. It went really well. And then the Denver Nuggets had reached out to me early about playing summer league with them before the USA game. So
so you were on the radar.
Yeah, I was on the radar a little bit before all that stuff happened.
And when these opportunities start coming about, please tell me you enjoyed it.
What?
Please tell me you enjoyed it.
It's so hard, bro, because I'm not in it to it's just it's work.
It's the NBA. You did 4 years in Ottawa, which is obviously an incredible program, but you beat your circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, you went 4 years as a GG. You weren't even starting right off the bat, and then you go second division Spain. Make it to Israel.
I came a long way, man. I came a very, very long way. But what I like to tell myself is I didn't come this far to get this far. So when it comes to staying locked in, that's what I do. I don't want to sit there and celebrate little victories when I'm focusing on winning the whole war. I want it all, man. Whatever's meant for me, I want it. So during the Denver Nuggets stuff, it's okay, I'm happy, but there's still work to do, you know? Team USA, same thing. I'm happy there's still work to do. Maccabi Tel Aviv, I'm happy there's still work to do. It's just got to keep it pushing. Even now, I'm just got to go to Australia. There's still work to do, you know? So I understand, but it's nobody can take those moments away from me ever again in my entire life. So I have the entire life to celebrate. In those little moments, I knew those weren't the time to celebrate. Those is going to take away from my focus. It's going to take away from potentially making what I want to, making it to where I want to be. So it's if that's not going to be one of the reasons I don't make it, you know? So that was my celebrating and being too happy and feeling like I'd accomplished a lot. When in retrospect, it's I just scored 17 against Team USA, or I'm at the Olympics. And I play it down a little bit, and it's just who I am, man. I just can't sit here and just be too excited about it. I'm definitely grateful for it, but like I said, I got way farther to go. You know, this is only a little bit of my story. I want to play basketball for a very, very, very long time. And if that ends up happening, then that's like these last 4 years are just 4 years. Like
Right.
I want to play for as long. I'm 27 now. I want to play hopefully another 6-7 years, and I want these 6-7 years to be the best. And in order for them to be the best, it's like I can't sit worrying or celebrating past victories or being content with this. Like, no, I'm not content with this. I want more. I want everything that's meant for me. Like, and I'm gonna continue to work for it, and I'm gonna sacrifice celebrations 10 out of 10 times if it means getting closer to where I'm supposed to be.
Well, that's probably how a person from your set of circumstances makes it to where they go, right?
For real, man. Like I've been like that for a very, very long time. I'm gonna continue to be like that. When I retire from this game of basketball, I think I'm gonna start talking hella shit. I'm gonna start talking crazy.
When it's time, I need you to text me. Let me know. So I want to see the celebration.
Yeah.
I want to know because, dude, you've done so much. Like, I'm not trying to blow smoke, but it's just like your circumstances to where you are. There's people that go the opposite way. You know what I mean? People that are McDonald's All-Americans, whatever it's supposed to be, and then slide. So to see someone from around here do what you do and progress
that's the only thing I could really sit down and appreciate is inspiring kids to believe that it's possible. Like when some kids be hitting me on, what do you think I should do here, or like what are your opinions on here and this, like, and I just give them my true answers on what I believe. Like I love that. That's the one thing I love about the game, because it's done so much for me. It's really like helped me out in life so much, like helped my family out so much in life, that if it could help any other kid the same way, that would be, and I have a part in doing that. Like that's way more than any Team USA game or Olympic experience. Like any kid who can, let's say, just go from CIS and become a successful pro, and I had help doing that, like love, like that's it for me, you know? So
yeah. And for anyone that's seeing or hearing this podcast before the one we did a while ago, we go into a lot of detail about the early Caleb Agada saga and how Ma didn't even want you to hoop like that. And I still think about that a lot. Yo, this is my last game for real. When you were talking about, about game with like middle school or something.
This is my last game for real, man. Like sitting there, like seeing my test result, being like, damn, like I'm about to play my last game for real. Like, oh, she gonna cut me. I can't go to practice tonight. Like, I don't know who I was talking to about that a couple of days ago, but that was my life. Like, but like I said, it helped build all this. It helped, make my understanding and appreciation and grind for it even realer, because it was something that could have been taken away based on a 68 and a 70% on a science test.
That's crazy. Do you guys laugh about it now?
Hell yeah, we laugh about it. Oh yeah, my mom she's an academic. Shout out to my mom. She finished her PhD earlier this summer.
Oh wow!
So she was big time with school, like most immigrant parents are. So school was everything for her, and she was having heart attacks because of the basketball.
Yeah,
she thought I was wasting my time, but I made it happen, man.
Yeah,
I made it happen, and now she's proud and she's happy.
Yeah. That's just a crazy story. Please go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. Like there's a lot to.
There's a lot of stuff in there. Yeah.
We're almost about to wrap up. We've got a few more for you. I want to talk more about Summer League and just how the NBA experience compares to everything else. You walk in first day, Denver, in Vegas, take the keys. How was? What happens? What's the process?
I just came in. They had me playing the first couple of games, which is out of position for me, but whatever. Just gonna make it happen. So it was just like kind of excited to showcase myself and prove to the NBA scouts and everybody watching, like show them who I was type. So just went in with the most confidence. From practices to games, just try to just be the best version of myself. And that's what happened. That first game, I had a decent game, but we lost.
You had a big game.
Yeah.
Decent game.
It was cool. Game. It was like we lost though, so I'm not really too big on it. But we played against one of my close friends, Gabe Vincent, Gabe Namdi. my boy, shout out Gabe. I was so mad we lost to him because he's on the bench like talking shit. Now we ended up getting smacked. So not something I was too happy about. Yeah, so just it was just up and down, man. It was tough trying to navigate through the whole NBA process for the first time at 27 years old. A lot of ups and a lot of downs, good things, bad things, but just saw it through at the end. Obviously didn't accomplish the goal of getting an NBA deal, but that's life, man. All this stuff happened so unbelievably fast that the fact that I didn't end up where I wanted to be this year, like it's not over with, Just got to keep growing and got to keep putting the same work on and off the court, being a good person, inspiring people, and just staying confident. So,
did you have I already know the answer to this question, I think, but did you have a moment to think about the fact that a guy like Fiondu Kabengele is playing? Did you guys cross paths? I think
we
you did.
I seen him.
You guys played against Cleveland, right?
Yeah. We didn't play against them, but they played right after us, and I seen him. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember you guys dabbing up. Ignis is there. AJ Lawson, who's fresh into the league. Josh Primo. So you had a lot of GTA guys in there. Was there any sort of? Man, this is pretty dope. Like,
you know me, bro. I'm just locked in. You know me, bro. I'm kind of like I'm not for all that. Plus, all those guys is they're super young. Super young. These guys is 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years younger than me.
I think Fee is close to our age.
Fee might be like what, 24, 25.
Yeah,
that's 3 years older. Like I knew Fee's older sister. Type like this is my young boy. So I'm not really here to do the young boy first time in Vegas experience. Like I was kind of just like myself. Like I said, I wanted to focus on doing what I needed to do. And those are good guys, and they're in the league, and I'm super happy for them, especially knowing that they're GTAs. I'm fans of all of them, and I hope for nothing but the best for all of them. But in terms of connecting, everybody kind of has their own circle and things to do, so I wasn't trying to press meeting anybody.
So after Summer League, I'm imagining you probably have options as to what your next destination is going to be. I don't know if you can talk about this or not, but were there training camp deals on the table, or were you kind of looking elsewhere?
Nah, there was nothing. It was at the end I kind of started to understand how the whole NBA works. 27 years old, first time in the league.
People have come into the league older than that.
They have, but it's like not off. I don't know, man. Like I don't want to sound like, I don't know what the word is, pessimistic or anything, but I just knew like at that point, being 27 and first time in that experience, like it wasn't my time yet, I had a lot more to do and a lot more to understand before really being able to say that, okay, like this is a for real shot. Coming in, I definitely thought it was a for real shot, but towards the end, I was just like, okay, like I kind of started to see how things were and how GMs and front offices, the amount of control that they have in situations. And it's like understanding that, I just seeing the bigger picture, and I knew probably trying to force it. Plus, like, I'm not the type of person who, I really like playing overseas. I love playing overseas. I love going, starting a new journey. So, it wasn't anything like, I wasn't too down about it at first. No, I was pretty down about it at first, but eventually, like, I was able to just realize that it's not the end of the story. Right. There's still more to do. NBA is still definitely in the future for me, and I'm just gonna keep striving for it.
So when you're looking at the options on the table, what kind of situation were you hoping to run into? Money aside.
It was crazy, man, because like after the Team USA game, it was just so much hype. Like I thought I was really going directly to the NBA, and then the Olympic stuff was happening, and then Summer League stuff happened, and I'm like, bro, like a lot of this stuff is kind of really out of my control, All I could do is show up and play basketball, and everybody wants this specific thing from me, and it's like I don't really know how to give it at that point. I had just been playing basketball for the last month and a half.
So what do you mean the specific thing for me?
It's like figuring out your role, figuring out what you do, how to excel. I had some guys from the national team who are NBA, like some coaches, assistant coaches, who were kind of giving me like hints and things of how I needed to be and how I need to play, and it was just all over the place. I wish I had known all that stuff coming in at one time, and then I'd be able to kind of navigate through everything easier. But just getting it and seeing, because like coming into the first game, like I thought I had a really, really good game, but I had taken 22 shots. You know, percentages wasn't really good, but you know, I was just trying to do what I did, and apparently like that wasn't really good in terms of what people are looking for. You know, like I'm trying to get into the NBA, so everybody says 22, 8, and 5 or whatever. It's a great stat line, but yeah, it's a great stat line, but I'm not playing for a great stat line. I'm playing for a contract.
Playing for a job.
And then the guys who are offering the contracts like, yeah, we don't care about that stat line because you took 22 shots. And it's like now, because my situation was crazy because we had a lot of the NBA, their two-way guys and draft picks, they had COVID, so they didn't even show up in the first game. So it was kind of a put-together team. And then when they showed up in the second game, it was basically like their time to go, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how it usually works. They want to see their guys. So then I had to kind of step back out of the limelight, which is kind of difficult for me. My second game I had a terrible game. I had 0 points.
But game 3 was your best game, in my opinion.
I know game
1 you had the best stat line, but game 3 was...
Game 3 was a solid game. Very, very solid game. It was a bounce-back game for me. But at that point, I felt like it was getting to the point where... At that point, I was exhausted, you know? So it's like, okay, I need to do this, but like I don't even know if I have the energy for it. Like, I just got to show up and just try and make something happen, which I did. I'm proud of how I finished up Summer League, you know. Didn't finish up sorry after that 0 point game, double digits every game, and we started winning at the end. So I contributed in all those wins. So I was happy with how I finished, but overall, like you know me, man, like I like to set my goals, and how my mood and how I feel is dependent on if I accomplish those or not, you know. So it was an amazing experience. I'm probably gonna appreciate it more years down the line. But as of right now, there's more to do, and I can't be complacent.
So when you had the big game 1, and then you hear the chatter, and then the game 2 happens, wasn't your best work, and now you see writing on the wall. Was your relationship with basketball still the same? Like, did you have any animosity as to your circumstances? Were you like, man, like, because you're also physically drained at this point, Olympics, all that.
I'm physically drained. But I love this game, bro. Yeah. I'm like, bro, if I'm not doing this, first off, I'm at the pinnacle. I'm at the top right now. You know, like this is where I always told myself I could get to. Yeah. And there's also more to get to, but like I'm here, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's frustrating, but at the same time, I'm exactly where I want to be. Yeah. You know? I could be somewhere, some desk job, doing something, or in school still, like studying. Like that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is play basketball. Now I'm playing basketball at the NBA Summer League, and despite the frustrations, like I'm still in love with the game and grateful for everything it's brought.
Anyway, but you're going to Australia, and I'll just text you one new word every day, see if we can build up your vocabulary for over there. But we got, I believe they're coming off a championship. At least everything I read about Melbourne, they say back to back. Yeah. How important was it to you to go to a winning situation?
I need to win. I haven't won nothing ever. I won one OUA championship. That's all I won. Right. I need to win, bro. I need to start winning ASAP. This getting out of hand. Yeah. I'm doing all these, like, and I still have no championship anywhere. Like, it's out of hand, bro. I need to start winning,
So your expectation going into next season, you're looking for a chip?
Yeah, they signed me for a chip. That's what they're trying to sign me to go back to back. They believe I'm somebody who could help, and I appreciate them for believing in me, and I'm going to go work my butt off to get it done.
And so if you haven't gotten enough context from this conversation, for your new fans in Melbourne, actually I want to put a pin in that. Do you ever conceptualize the fact that you have fans? Like people are like, no, Caleb Agada is my favorite player. You know, there's going to be a few.
I can't even believe it was a little bit like that in when I'm overseas. I kind of get hit by people saying they love me and all this. Like Israel was a big time for this, but I'm just Caleb, man. Yeah. Like it's just like I don't know how weird, right? It's weird, bro. I'm just Caleb. If I see you on the street and you're nice to me, I'm gonna be nice to you. You know, that's it. Like I'm just Caleb. Like
that's something that baffles me. That like, you know, people you grow up with, and then they have people that actually like you've never met. Yeah. People you've never talked to before. Yeah. They're you know praying for your success. And also there's the other side of the coin too. There's people that probably freaking hate you.
Keep hating. I love it.
Probably some Tel Aviv fans that probably don't love you that much.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, some people been, it's crazy. Some people been, the craziest one I got, what was it? Because I be getting some wild DMs. Like, some guy said, like, F you and F your family. I hope you burn in hell because we beat Team USA and, like, he lost, like, some money on stuff. So I'm like, dang, like, you're down horrible right now. You got to figure this out because I don't even know you and you out here cussing me out. Like, got to figure that out. But,
again, probably a huge blessing to have legitimate fans. When someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, are you Eskandy?" I'm like, this is not that's weird.
For real. I'm not like, I feel you like.
But hey, not to even remotely compare circumstances. People look up to you.
People look up to me. Yeah, I give them something to look up to. Like, I work hard, I do the right thing. So if you want to look up to me, look up to me. Like, it's nothing crazy over here. Like, I looked up to a bunch of people growing up too, so
yeah,
not the first time for any of that.
And I know there's going to be a time where you're going to tap more into that. That's all I'm going to say on that front. I know it's something that you care about.
Yeah, you
care about dearly. So again, before we went a little sidetracked there, for the Melbourne fans, Caleb Agada is on your team. What can they expect out of Caleb Agada? What do you expect of yourself this year?
Just a lot of heart and a lot of passion. Like, I really love this game. I love to work. I love to get better. So I want to improve. I want to add on to all the success I've seen last year and all the improvements I've seen last year. So what they're going to expect from me is just the best Caleb, somebody who's going to come out every night and play hard, play his heart out, and just give them what they want to see.
Caleb, I don't even gotta say it, but we got your back over here. We're supporting you all the way. We're excited to see what happens and maybe tap back in. Let's give it some more time to breathe next time. But I mean, I feel like it's important to hear about how your last 6 months have been, and it's been an incredible journey to watch. And we're rooting for you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
My guy.
Ooh.